Tag, I'm it. My buddy Lawayne from Sewing with Lawayne has decided to tag me in a video on his channel. I don't normally do these kind of things, but I decided I'd hop in on this one because it seems like a little bit of fun. Now, I'm not going to tag others because, I don't even do that when folks do this type of thing on the Facebooks. It's too much effort and, it takes away space on my Facebook feed, which should be filled with, puppies and kittens. But, it's going to be a lot of fun. He did tag a few other folks. I don't know if they're doing videos or if they're just going to stick into his comments, but I figured, let's give him a little bit of a shout out and everything. So he tagged me with 5 quilty questions to answer. And let's get this a little bit started. The first question is, what is your favorite color? That one is easy and difficult at the same time. I love me some purples. There's something about purple. I've loved it since a kid. One of my high schools, the high school colors were purple and gold, and maybe it goes back to that why I really love it. There's just something about purple that is just it feels into me. The problem with it is it's hard to find purple, and it's also hard to find purple that's not flowery. It's just not. I don't like the flowers. I can't help it when it gets too flowery, frilly, and everything. That's a problem. But the grunges, the purples back here are gorgeous. I have found some other really awesome purple cuts out there that have been awesome. But it's just like fabric designers tend to omit purple a lot. Maybe it's because purple is a harder color to dye or to print or something like that. I don't know, but fabric designers, we need more purple. The second question is, who or what is your favorite fabric designer? And it's probably what, because some fabric designers are really a company or a group or something like that. I will say that I have a tie for my favorite, just because I can't easily choose between these two. If I want something really bright and really cheerful, really fun, just something that just says, boom, it's Tula Pink. The way that she has her artistic talent in the fabrics, the big prints, the bold colors, I love them to pieces. I have not gone wrong with any fabric that I have purchased with Tula Pink. Tried to put it into a quilt. It's always come out perfect and beautiful and gorgeous, even if you do take the big prints and end up having to chop them up down. So I love me some Tula Pink, but I also love me some Camille Roskelley. Something about her fabrics, it just feels like home to me. Her Nantucket Summer fabric line that came out, what was it, almost 2 years ago, I think, year and a half ago, however long it's been, it just seriously felt home. Her Shoreline fabric that just came out recently, it's gorgeous. The Lighthearted, she's got another one that's coming out, and she's been posting teasers of it on Facebook, and I'm just sitting over here just drooling upon drooling upon drooling. It's ridiculous, and I am just like, okay, I want more of it. I probably spent a little bit too much on Shoreline, because I have purchased a couple kits and some yardage and stuff. So yeah, Shoreline and that. So Camille Roskelley is definitely one of my favorites. The third question is, if you have a snack close at hand while sewing, what is it? It's M&Ms. Definitely M&Ms. I would show you my bag of M&Ms, but I just finished eating the last of them and tossed the bag out. So I need to go to the store and get me some more M&Ms. It's usually the peanuts because I like that little extra crunch in there. If I could find the caramel M&Ms, those things are delicious. One of my favorite M&M flavors that no longer is around, sadly. A few years ago, they had the I think they called it "Do Us a Flavor." No, that was Lay's that did "Do Us a Flavor." Basically, M&M's put out a couple flavors of M&M's, and you get to vote. And let me tell you, I voted hard on this one because I wanted my flavor to win. It was the jalapeno M&Ms, where they had just a little bit of hint of jalapeno in with the M&Ms, and those things were so good. It was a perfect sweet and spicy. Chocolate and chili goes well together. They were delicious, but some other nasty flavor won out. So very disappointed, but I love me some M&Ms. Question number 4 is, what is your favorite go-to block? I don't think I have one. I like to do variety. So if I'm looking to do, baby quilts, I have this type of block that I go to. If I'm doing like a high school graduation quilt, it ends up having to be a block of probably half square triangles done, my way, not the other ways. So I have just a handful of blocks that I do that, it just really depends on the project. Probably should eventually come out, with patterns for some of these things because a lot of them are just sitting in my head, and some people are like, I like that. Can you please share it? And I'm like, I don't have anything written. Pattern writing is a lot of work. I do have a lot of stuff ready for the baby pattern, but I still got to go through. I got to recheck everything and hope that somebody else has a baby soon so I can check my pattern exactly. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into a pattern. But I don't necessarily have a go-to block that, I'm bored, I want to work on a project, I'm going to do. But I do have a few little go-to projects where I'm like, okay, if somebody is doing this, I do this. If somebody's doing this, I do that. If somebody just, says, I want a quilt, I will go and find a Villa Rosa design or a 3-yard quilt pattern that I know is going to be easy and work well with the fabric. It's always the fabric that leads me to a block, not necessarily a block that leads me to fabric. So maybe that's what it is. The 5th and final question is, what is your preferred fabric cut? And that is, do I like the charm packs or layer cakes, fat quarters, or yardage and stuff? I love me fat quarter bundles generally. Sometimes I'll get a half yard bundle if it is a fabric designer or a fabric line that I really love. Just because, that gives me essentially 2 fat quarters of each fabric. And it tends to be about a couple dollars cheaper than buying 2 individual fat quarter bundles. So I can cut it up a little bit differently, work with it differently. Yeah, I have fabric that I have bought stuff for, but I haven't had a chance to get it in there. So I think the fat quarter bundle is probably my preferred stuff, just because it gives me, it gives me enough fabric that I can make anything out of, and then if I have leftovers, I can cut them down into 5-inch squares or something that's a little bit more manageable to do for scrappy stuff. I actually it's usually 5-inch squares that I do, and then whatever's left. People who love the really crumb quilting, I have some people that I just give. Those are my scraps too. But yeah, the fat quarters are the best for me. They are a little bit pricier, but I usually can get 2, 3, sometimes 4 projects out of a single fat quarter. The Socialites quilt that I did pretty much throughout 2023, I bought a fat quarter bundle of Tula fabric and I made my Socialites quilt. I've already made 2 baby quilts out of it, and I'm working on a third project out of that. So I have definitely gotten my money's worth out of just a fat quarter bundle. And I will only buy a bundle if I really love the fabric and I know that I can use the extras in other projects. So that's probably why. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into me. Don't expect me to answer all of these tags that I get. If anybody else ends up tagging me, may or may not throw up a video. It just depends on how crazy work is going and if I have a little bit of in between time with everything that's going on. I would be missed if I said that I was going to, tag people because I'm not tagging anybody. If you want to answer these questions, please feel free to throw them in the comments below. If you want to throw the answers out onto your own video, feel free to do so. Lawayne with Sewing with Lawayne is the person who initially tagged me, so I would just suggest tagging him as well in the video, just so that you know that he gets to see what type of domino effect that he had with his quilty questions. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an awesome week. Until next time, stay happy and keep stitching.